Hi everyone, welcome to the Two Curls on Oil podcast. I'm your host, Andrew the Tech Guy. Each of our podcasts focus on our love for essential oils and living a wellness lifestyle. Tonight I've got Hillary the Mama Bear in Northern Virginia and Laura the Doc here in West Texas. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's dive right in. Our first segment tonight is what's in your diffuser. I want to know what your favorite blend is and why.
Well, Andrew, we are getting our house ready to put on the market in the next week or so, and we've been pulling late nights, decluttering, and doing lots of painting and staging. And in addition to spring cleaning, we've also been wanting to clear the energy as we hope someone will buy our home that will appreciate all the love that we've poured into it over the years. So we've been diffusing Purify and Lemongrass to cleanse the air, cleanse the energy, and just invite only good vibes and positivity into these walls. And it'll definitely be the end of an era. And, though we've absolutely loved living here for the last 9 years, and it was our first home that we purchased as a married couple, we're really looking ahead to being in our forever home this summer. And this blend together is surprisingly great. I must confess that I actually did not like the smell of Purify really when I first started, and getting involved in doTERRA and learning about the different oils. And I really rarely used it. I would use it for preserving fresh flowers, preserving our Christmas tree and things like that. But when I paired it with lemongrass, it became so much more light and palatable and fresh. And I love that the smell is subtle and not overpowering. And I have Dr. Laura to thank because she is actually the one that suggested that blend for me.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Hillary. And I am currently diffusing spikenard, cedarwood, and wild orange. And spikenard is the oil of gratitude. And a lot of people find that it has a really strong, distinctive odor. I think I've actually heard it described as smelly feet. So if you're not a fan of spikenard, try it in this blend. The cedarwood and the wild orange really help to balance it out a bit. Cedarwood is the oil of community, and wild orange emotionally is the oil of abundance. So gratitude, community, and abundance, this blend has it all for you. And it also makes me feel grateful for our Two Curls on Oil community and our oil tribe. And what about you, Andrew? What are you diffusing?
Thanks, Laura. So this month has been super crazy busy for me. I've been planning a lot of very large events for my job. And with that, there's been a lot of overtime worked. So to support myself in this crazy time, I've been using two different blends. The first one has been to help me rest after a crazy day. And I've been using a blend of cedarwood, birch, and cypress. All of these are very woodsy and remind me of one of my favorite places on earth. And it helps me unwind and relax after a busy day. And the other one I've been using is peppermint and frankincense. This blend not only helps with my overall energy levels, but it also has seemed to help me concentrate while I've been doing some deep studying, which actually gets me thinking. We say a lot in our community, leaders are readers. Part of being a great leader and teacher is self-development. And I know the three of us are readers and like to be deep in a good book. So what all have you guys been reading this month?
This is so true, Andrew. So I recently just finished reading the book Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth, and I loved it. It really talks about how grit and determination are a muscle that we can develop over time. And here was a really great quote that I wanted to share with you guys. So optimists are just as likely to encounter bad events as pessimists. Where they diverge is in their explanations. Optimists habitually search for temporary and specific causes of their suffering, whereas pessimists assume permanent and pervasive causes are to blame. And that was just a really light bulb moment for me of, wow, something to think about. There was another quote that really resonated with me that said, when you keep searching for ways to change your situation for the better, you stand a chance of finding them. When you stop searching, assuming they can't be found, you guarantee they won't. And that has been huge for me on my personal journey of healing. I know a lot of people who just give up and they stop. And I think this is just a really great life lesson to be gritty, to keep going when the going gets tough. And she mentions this Japanese proverb, fall 7 times, stand up 8. So I feel like we need this grit in our lives to just help us to keep going. And this book was so inspiring and encouraging. And I think so many times, 80% of life is showing up, being seen, being authentic, just getting started. So I highly recommend you check out this book. She also has a really great TED Talk on this subject, and you can just Google keywords TED Talk and grit and find it. But I watched her TED Talk, had to get the book, read it, and loved it.
I have watched that TED Talk several times, and it's actually one of the things that I have a lot of my boss babes watch in addition to their personal development when we do mentoring and training with them if they want to get started in a doTERRA business, because it all is about the mindset. And when you get your mind right, everything else falls into place. And speaking of that, along the same lines, I am reading a book called Real Leadership, and this was introduced to me at our doTERRA leadership retreat, and it was recommended by a presidential diamond. And now everybody knows that when a presidential diamond, aka doTERRA royalty, recommends a book to you, you stop the press and you download it immediately to the Kindle store. It's by John Addison, and it goes into the 9 simple practices that you can employ for leading and living with a purpose. So that's exactly what I did. And I've been taking my time through it and really soaking up the gems. And I love in the Kindle how you can just kind of tap your finger over certain little phrases and it'll highlight it. And then at the end, you can kind of rewind and just kind of soak in all those hidden gems along the way. And it's a wonderful read. I recommend it to everyone who's wanting to increase themselves, their level of influence, their confidence as they lead a team in whatever they're doing in life. I'm coming to find out that there's a true common thread there in the personal development books that I'm reading. It really just takes the small, sustainable daily actions that make the difference. It's not the huge, big milestones. Yes, when you achieve a rank, that's a wonderful milestone that you should be proud of. But the small little things you do every single day to get you to that point is what really defines you. And no matter what crossroads you're at in your life, in your personal life, in your work, in your relationships, if you're wanting to start something new or take your life in a new direction, it starts with one step. And the same thing with a health journey of healing, it starts with one drop of oil. So though we can get overwhelmed in our lives, and though we can feel we're not sure where to turn, or we're not sure what to do, it's just one small step that you can take. And that's really what defines a leader. That leader is going to lead by example and show those daily sustainable actions. And over time, others are going to observe that behavior and say, I want to emulate that behavior, because obviously that behavior is yielding them the positive results that they want. And I saw a funny quote the other day. I put it on my Instagram story if you follow me over there, but it was something to the effect of, you are as good as the 5 people that you surround yourself with. So choose carefully, because you really do become like the behaviors that you are surrounding yourself with. And that's why as parents, we want to make sure that we're supporting healthy relationships for our children with their friends, because they are going to take on the behaviors of their peers and of the people around them. And it's the same with adults. It's the same in your business and in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And another great part of being a leader is just education. So that takes us to our next segment, which is our spotlight on 2 specific doTERRA products. And tonight we're talking about Digestion and the Breathe Vapor Stick.
Yeah, so Digestion oil is used to help restore a normal balance in your digestive system. It is a blend of ginger, peppermint, tarragon, fennel, caraway, coriander, and anise, which each have specific attributes to support your digestive system. So if you like me and you get a little car sick when traveling, this is a really nice oil to have on hand. You can apply and inhale this oil for support in that area. It is a hotter oil, so caution, make sure you dilute with this. And you can diffuse this oil for emotional support, for overwhelm, when we are biting off more than we can chew, so to speak. So if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, put some Digestion in your diffuser. You can dilute and apply over the abdomen for digestive discomfort. You can take it internally in a veggie cap. If you don't care for the taste, some people don't care for the taste or the smell too much, or you can add 1 to 2 drops in a glass of water and kick it back. And also, if you apply this over your sinuses, so essential oil tip, guys, life hack. I know this sounds crazy. Digestion in the sinuses, you're like, where is she going with this? But dilute it in a roller blend. If you put it above the eyebrows and along the cheeks, so right there around your sinuses, not in your eyes. You will not like me if you put this in your eyes, but around that area, it can really help to open up your sinus passages. It's amazing. And if you guys have not tried the Breathe Vapor Stick, you've got to give it a try. It is just kind of an upgraded, more natural version. A lot of the things that you may see over the counter. And it's just a really great way to make application of the Breathe oil easier. So it's kind of like a giant chapstick, if you will. And you can just roll it and apply it around the neckline, like where you would wear a necklace, to the bottom of the feet, along the spine for respiratory support. The great thing is you can use this on your kids or adults alike. And we love to have this on hand, especially now during the springtime with the pollen and everything that's out. So if you know somebody who snores, or maybe you're the noisy sleeper, this is a great one to apply before bed. My husband applies it to his chest, bottoms of the feet, and spine before he goes to bed. And now both of us can sleep at night, and we can really tell on the nights that he forgets to use it.
And just like Laura mentioned, we love to use the Breathe Stick as well in our house for nice, peaceful sleep during times of seasonal congestion, or for just supporting healthy airways on a nightly basis. And I've even actually used it in a pinch for head tension when I've just needed a little bit of cooling. It really has that nice cooling effect. And we love to use the Digestion blend. Just a drop will do you, though, in a water cup after a big meal, especially after holiday meals and things like that. And we are constantly using it for tummy taming. So sometimes it's just inevitable, and we want to ensure that we've got our tummy tamer roller with Digestion and a couple other oils. We like to blend deep blue and wild orange with that, just to cut the fennel smell, because it is a little overpowering. I'm just glad that, Laura, when we picked you up from the airport, when you came to visit, that Olivia did not have any taming of the tummy needed, or any projectile, anything. We had a smooth ride. We were diffusing. Awesome. We had a great car ride, but I'm just glad that her belly didn't need any taming that day. But we always have our Digestion roller at the ready when we're traveling. And it's an oil that we talk about a lot in my last Periscope, all about supporting you through the trimesters of pregnancy. And when I was pregnant with Olivia, I was green at the gills, nauseated for about 6 months. All I could eat was watermelon. The smell of food made me sick. And I wish I had oils during that time to support me, but I'm so grateful now that I can teach others how to use them as well as ourselves and our family. And Digestion there's definitely a reason that oil is in the top 10 in all the starter kits, because it is a top shelf oil in our home, and I'm sure it is in yours as well.
It is. It's just a fantastic oil. And I have to say, it was such a joy to meet Hillary for the first time this month in Virginia. We actually got to connect. She took me to this amazing farm-to-table restaurant that we had lunch. Of course, we went shopping for healthy food. And I loved this tip. So this was an amazing tip that Hillary does. And she puts beautiful dried flowers and herbs in roller blends in her roller bottles. And they look so pretty. And we got to pick up her daughter, Olivia, from school. And it was so funny because the assistant who was helping, she was like, there's a lot of curls happening in this car.
Yes, that was so fun at the carpool line. We just pull up to pick her up, and it's just a sea of curls.
Totally.
It was so fun. We had so much fun meeting you too, Laura. And though our time together was short, it was just a little glimpse into all the curly oil squad fun. We're going to have a convention. And now, since this was your first time in Virginia, and you were in the Blue Ridge Mountains at the wellness retreat, we made sure that you arrived with your first line of defense for all those nature walks. So tell us a little bit about how you prepared and what brought you relief and support for managing the bugs, because I know that it's something that we're all worried about now as the weather warms up. So share with us, Laura, on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because especially in that area, some of the girls at the retreat were a little bit concerned about ticks or keeping the bugs off. And all of the girls at the retreat were also desmoid tumor survivors. So the type of sarcoma that I had, which was really amazing for all of us to connect together. But really, I love to do homemade bug sprays, and doTERRA gives us lots and lots of options for that. But there are 2 oils that are really amazing to use as a natural tick repellent to just keep those yuckies away, because because Lyme disease is something that is near and dear to my heart. I was diagnosed with that in 2015, so I am very, very diligent. And the two oils are geranium and cedarwood. So these are really, really helpful in keeping those ticks away, keeping the yucky bugs away. So what I did was I actually created a tick spray. And so I had a 2-ounce spray bottle, and I just added into it 8 drops of geranium, 5 drops of cedarwood, 3 drops of lavender, and 3 drops of lemongrass. And I just filled it with water, had that as a little spritz bottle, and it worked great to just shake it and spray it on my clothes and my shoes, and it smells good and it just keeps the bugs away. And that was kind of my tick spray. I also brought with me a homemade bug spray, and that was 10 drops each of lemongrass, lavender, geranium, cedarwood, and peppermint. And with that roller, same thing, 2-ounce spray bottle, and I filled the rest with fractionated coconut oil because it absorbs really nicely. It helps, and that's what I actually put on the skin when I go outside. Now, doTERRA is awesome. They give us some other options as well. There's the TerraShield oil, which is in a 15 ml bottle, and that's the repellent blend. And I just like to add 8 drops of cedarwood and 8 drops of geranium to it, just to kind of boost the effectiveness there with keeping the ticks at bay. And there's also a 30 ml spray bottle of TerraShield, and that's known as the outdoor blend. And I add 8 drops of geranium to that. So there's a little tip for you as we go into spring and summertime.
Perfect. Thanks, Laura. Now, Hillary, what are we giving away on our 2 Curls on Oil raffle this week?
Thank you, Andrew. Yes, well, sharing is caring, and we always love teaming up with our favorite vendors to bring you special goodies each month. And our giveaway this month is something that I picked up when I was at the doTERRA Leadership Retreat, actually in Florida. And it's one of my favorite swag shops, Put On Love Designs. You can find them on social media, and we're giving away a beautiful black braided diffuser bracelet with little gold grommets on it, so you can do the dough on the go. And all you need to do is just apply 1 drop, or however many. You can even take a roller ball of your favorite blend and just roll it right onto the leather surface of the diffuser bracelet, and enjoy the aromatic benefits of your oil of choice all day. And Olivia's lately been having a little bit of a challenge adjusting to all the change around the house, and so today I sent her to school with one of my favorite diffuser necklaces and a bracelet, and we rolled on some calming oils for her, and that seemed to really do well all day long. So it's nice to be able to have your personal diffusers on you, if on your person, if you're not able to be somewhere where you have a diffuser plugged in, or maybe your office environment is not somewhere that you can diffuse and other people are okay with that, or if you're on the go traveling, if you spend a lot of time in the car, in and out of the car, it's just nice to have that kind of support with you at all times when you're out and about. Just reach into your oil bag and roll on your favorite oils. So we can't wait to see who wins this month.
Perfect. Now, Hillary, how can people enter to win this month's giveaway?
So all you need to do to enter, just like each month, is to post a learning comment in the thread of this podcast on our 2 Curls on Oil Facebook page, and a winner will be selected 5 business days after our podcast airs. So something you learned, something you enjoyed, something you found informative, anything you want to share about your oil journey, or anything as it relates to something we mentioned in today's podcast, maybe your favorite outdoor blend, or anything at all that you love to do with the oils of the month. And the specific date will be posted on our thread as well, so you won't miss out on that.
Perfect. Thanks, ladies. Now, don't forget to join into the conversation right along with us. This is an interactive community, so don't be shy. Post questions for us, or send us private messages with suggestions, ideas for future podcasts, or anything at all. All right. Any other announcements before we close?
Thanks, Andrew. Actually, yeah, I've got my weekly Throw It Out Thursday night Periscopes, continuing oil education series as always. And we are a few weeks into my 8-week pregnancy, birth, and baby series, helping everyone in our wellness community share this information with anyone in their lives that has a need for this. Really anyone can benefit, whether you are pregnant or planning on it, or well past that stage in your life. You, I'm sure, have friends or family members or people in your oil community that would appreciate this information, and all the tips and demos I'm sharing are practical for really anyone. So I'm doing weekly giveaways with tons of coupon codes to share so you can spoil all of your friends at those baby showers all spring and summer long. And we'd love to see you there and help you find fun and simple ways to enjoy your oils, get the kids involved, kick chemicals to the curb. And you can always watch anything you may have missed on my YouTube archive. So be sure you've subscribed there as well. I've got about 116 videos there. And I've been doing the podcasts, not the podcast, but the Periscopes weekly for the last 16 months. So I'm really excited to be able to plug all of you into that if you are new to joining our podcast and listening in and connecting with us. And we're also doing our Boss Babes quarterly live Q&A business chatter at the end of April. So be sure to check out the details over on our official Facebook page, keywords 2 Curls on Oil.
Yes, we're so excited about that. We can't wait to interact with you guys and see you in the cloud. And I am teaching a class on essential oils for sleep on April 26th. And that is in my education Facebook group. So you can search Dr. Laura's Essential Oil Education, request to join, and I will add you in. And the replay is up for 2 weeks, so you can watch it at your convenience. And also stay tuned for more health tips and self-care tips on my Facebook coaching page, which is facebook.com/Dr. Laura Ritchie. And if anybody is interested in my virtual private health coaching services, please check out my website at lauraritchie.vpweb.com.
All right, folks, that's a wrap on our latest installment on this 2 Curls on Oil podcast. For more information, please send us a message on Facebook, keywords 2 Curls on Oil, and be sure to post your learning comments in the podcast thread for an entry into our giveaway. See you in the cloud and on April 28th for our Boss Babe Biz Chatter Q&A.
Bye.